What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Atheist Roundtable. Jeff here, of course. My name is Jeff, apparently. And with me, as always, Mr. Oz.
What's going on, man?
It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show, I think.
Yeah, I feel it in my soul, in my spirit.
Well, to get the first off, Oz, thanks for having me here on TART, doing the call-in show. I appreciate the opportunity you got here for letting me get some more views and taking some phone calls under the TART umbrella.
It's all good. Hey, we're all on the same team, man.
I know, but I want to give credit where credit is due, and then show you some videos. Do you want to see some? So I every week we're going to be doing this on Sundays, guys. So Sundays at 9 p.m. And we may have different guests and we may have different stuff. We'll evolve with that. But I want to talk about current events and typically on TikTok or other platforms. So I'm going to show you a video. Oh, yeah. And the merch. Yeah. The God is not dope merch. Don't forget the merch. This is a secret for TART members only. Don't share this. But if you use promo code TART, it takes off 20% in the cart versus the 10% of the normal banned promo code. That's only for TART members. Anyway, so I want to play a TikTok video for you. And I know that they're low-hanging fruit. It's show number 1 on the TART channel. I'm taking easy videos. But I want to talk about terrible arguments on TikTok. Are you ready?
I can't wait.
Well, here we go.
You read what that said, right? It said that on Queen Mary II, there was 4,300 people at max capacity, compared to Noah's Ark, which had 7.3 million species and was also a lot smaller. For one thing, at that time, there wasn't even 7.3 million species on Earth. Number 2, you can exclude all sea creatures. Number 3, the word species was never said in the Bible. The word used was kind. Kind can be referred to what we know as an animal family. So how many kinds were there on the Ark? Well, recent studies estimate that Noah cared for 1,500 kinds of flying animals and land-dwelling animals. And there's 2 of each kind on the Ark, so that would be about 3,000 animals. They also made a worst-case scenario calculation, which would mean that there would be about 7,000 animals on the Ark. But that's okay, it's a common miscalculation to be 6.693 million animals off, right?
Well, what did he just say?
So, Noah's Ark. What the fuck is a kind? And is this just Ron Watt, or not Ron Watt, Ken Ham nomenclature? This kind thing, first off. Secondly, I was watching a program the other day, and it was talking about flies that are called fairy flies. And they're smaller than a human cell. That's how, like, single cell. There's 1,400 different species of fairy flies.
But how many kinds?
I don't know what a kind is. And if they don't believe in evolution, that is where Pasta's supposed to be here, actually. And he called out sick today, so that's his seat. Bought it just for him, but he called out sick. So, but yeah, I just don't, this numbering thing, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, there are so many issues with Noah's Ark that the number of animals is really not the biggest problem. Where did the water come from? Where did it go? How was the boat built by 8 people? It was maintained by 8 people. Where did the food go? What happened to the plants on the planet? What happened to the freshwater fish? I mean, there's so many issues with this story. To defend it is just ludicrous.
Where'd everybody shit and piss?
You can just go off the side of the boat, I guess, if you're human, but you got 2 elephants. I don't think 8 people could take care of 2 elephants for a year.
Well, that's what I meant. More the animals. They don't know how to just do the thing off
shit on themselves.
And by the time all those animals that can't do it for what is it? Was it a lunar year that they were there? At that point, the air, it would be so toxic in there.
It's eight people. Like, if you go to a zoo, there's hundreds of people to take care of a few hundred animals. But whatever. I digress. Luke, you made that's what that guy's name's. What? Answer's Luke. You made it to the show. Congratulations. Now, everybody's favorite. I'm sure this is a fan favorite. Get ready for TikTok clip number 2.
So this is a great question. Why don't we go to church on Saturday? Why do we go to church on Sunday? The Bible says to keep the Sabbath, right? That's one of the 10 commandments. Well, first of all, it's important to understand that the whole idea of them going to church on Saturday or them keeping the Sabbath on Saturday was because their calendar dictated that the last day of the week was the Sabbath, just like God's creation for the 6 days, then he rested on the 7th. The last day of the week is the Sabbath day. But in our calendar, the American calendar, and many calendars all over the world, the last day of the week is in fact Sunday. Especially in more Western places like America, we have whole days surrounding Jesus and going to church. We do that on Sunday, and that's widely known. You also have to understand that there was no such thing as the last day being Sunday. That wasn't their last day because their calendar was different than ours. So when ours became different, that was our last day of the week. And there's honestly nothing wrong with that. There's nothing biblically that says we can't do it on Sunday or any other day for that matter. The commandment is to keep the Sabbath. But if you recognize, the Pharisees actually made a big deal about this to Jesus, saying you can't heal people on the Sabbath. And Jesus said, well, I'll do it anyways because I'm the Lord of the Sabbath. Plain and simple, just praise God every day.
So yeah, our calendar ends on Sunday, apparently.
Jeff, you already know because Adam Rich took you to the woodshed.
I know. It is true. This calendar thing, I don't. Well, first off, obviously he doesn't own a calendar because you'll notice that there's an S on both sides. And Andy, I just wanted to let you know that the first S is Sunday. That's the first day of the week. And then the other S, get your phone. I know you have one. The other S you'll notice is Saturday. We work on a Sunday through Saturday schedule. Also, the Hebrews were very good about keeping track of the Sabbath, of what day. And they have very good records going back to let us know. So anyway, now I have one. So I know you've worked retail in the past. I've worked retail in the past. I have a retail TikTok video that I think is hilarious. And this one's just for fun.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
I know the sale ended last week, but can I still get a discount? Do you hear yourself? We can't go backwards. Time marches on. You want the sale from 15 years ago, too? When's it end, Diane? You want that price? You're going to have to go through the quantum realm with Ant-Man.
But, Jeff, like you said, for all those that have worked retail, especially if you've worked retail commission sales, that question will make you go from 0 to 100.
Yes, it will.
In about 2 seconds.
That or else asking some, is there any more questions for items that are extremely hard to get? That's my trigger.
Well, and we would do, in our industry, there would be like actual flyers, that they get in their mailbox, and it would say on, and it's not, I'm not talking about this, the fine print. It very visibly say must have coupon at point of purchase.
Ah, yes.
Then they'd come in and say, "Oh, I got the flyer," and we were like, "Yeah, but on the flyer it says you must bring the flyer to use the flyer. So if you don't have the flyer, you don't get to use the flyer."
I mean, we could rant all day about coupons because nobody ever reads the freaking coupon. And then when I scan it and it doesn't work because you're trying to buy something that the coupon said you can't use it on, don't take it out on me. I didn't make the coupon.
Yeah.
But what do you say? You think we should take some calls?
Yep. Let me plug it in.
Yeah, plug that phone line in. Hopefully you paid your bill this month.
Where's pasta?
Yeah, I suppose. Well, let's get that phone line open. All right, the phone line is officially open. We are now taking phone calls. Now that goes for YouTube here and TikTok over here. Hey, guys. So I know that there are several people that had some angry TikTok videos about me this week. now's your opportunity to call in and let's hear your side of the story. Since I'm so hard to get a hold of, apparently, that I run from debates, as I've been told. And I was also called dumb as rocks this week by a TikToker. Go figure. So let's see who calls in. Who could it be? Who's going to be the first to call? Could be anybody, really. Who knows?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Oh. We're leaving a voicemail.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Is this Atheist Troll?
It is.
Oh. Well, atheists look upon me and cower because unlike atheists, I've caused it for centuries. Won't see blood of the spill. You still need to insult me? You're a pitiful creature.
Oh, huh. Interesting. I'll pray for you.
And yes, shout out Pastor Mike's in the building. Go check him out. Nice. Normalizing Atheism. He helps with he makes us look way better than all of us actually.
True. He helps also normalize atheism.
And if you didn't know, now you know.
I mean, this is the commemorative seat for Pasta. Whenever he doesn't call out sick, that's where he can sit. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a segment of like just my voicemails. I'll have to upload some voicemails because I get some pretty interesting voicemails. You may get interesting voicemails. I don't know with this number.
You know what? Surprisingly, I've only got like 2 or 3 like weird ones.
I get a lot of weird ones. Somebody just started singing that Fortnite song. So,
which
I don't that the
I guess I'm
Victory Royale, that one. Did we just get pranked? Someone said. Yeah, I think we did. It happens quite frequently when you open up a phone line to people on the internet. They tend to do that.
Did you hear last week the on the TART Live call-in show we had a half hour of boobs, balls, tits.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah. Like, okay, when you're done, that'll be great. I don't know. But man, I need to get I mean, there's so many bad like TikTok arguments. I'm gonna have to bring in some more clips of just bad TikTok arguments. And I'm wondering for those that are watching in the comments, like, can you put in like what is the worst thing someone has told you trying to prove their case? Like what's the worst thing that they have used to try and prove whatever point they're trying to make? Earlier today, I mean, besides the calendar, I had someone used, quote, authorized scripture as their proof. And I asked what authorized scripture is. And then I was told that I was just asking too many questions. I don't know what authorized scripture is, to be honest.
Yeah, I went quiet because I'm trying to. I don't know if I've even heard that before.
I don't know what that means, and they wouldn't tell me because when I pressed, I'll actually tell you what this person said directly, because it was a very perplexing answer, and the answer, they said, "Never mind, I dust the dirt off my feet. Jesus said, 'He who has ears to hear, let him hear.' You don't want the truth."
You can't handle the truth.
Like, I don't understand that when I'm like, and I said, I'm literally asking for you the proof and you're refusing it. And I've been trying to use epistemology with this person by asking, like, what proof was it that you got that convinced you Jesus was real? And they keep defecting off of that straight back to the Kent Hovind script.
Oh, where's Dr. Josh when you need him?
I know. I was. Someone sent me. This person sent me a Hovind like speech, like a fucking 45-minute long video. I was like, I know exactly what camp you're in.
Yeah, I agree with Megan. This is probably my I probably have I juggle the two or three I think that drive me nuts the most. But the Pascal's wager, first of all, it's been done away with for so long. But when you're trying to tell somebody, well, if I believe and I'm right, I'm good and you're fucked. And if you're right, it just never really mattered.
This is why the Satanic
on that.
Temple is so important. Because you can just always lean on the Satanic Temple and say, well, yeah, but I'm a Satanist now. So what if I'm right and you're wrong? Why don't you just believe in Satan?
Because
your parents will be angry.
His book is older.
It's true. I mean, he's got better art. I'll tell you that.
Book is older. Stainless glass windows.
I mean, we do need more churches of Satan. They got a monopoly on the real estate here.
Yeah. Oh, and I love watching. Where was it? Up in Detroit? I think it might have been a few years ago. They were going to erect a satanic statue. Oh my God! The complete hostility and
they lost their shit.
Anger from Christians was hilarious.
Yeah, they can't handle it. They don't want the right to practice their religion. They want their right to discriminate. And they're using religion as the reason they can discriminate. So that's why the Satanic Temple is so important for our fight. It has nothing to do with Satan or a religion. It's an atheistic religion. But, Satan didn't kill anybody in the Bible without God's permission.
Yes,
Satan sounds hot.
J. Mike, I very strategically used the word erect.
Erect. I just love that video with the guy that does all those obsessed guy videos where he's talking real fast and he's talking about he's got another one about Arby's, but they got that Baphomet statue like going down the street and he's talking about how he waited in the street all day to see it. And it's like a fake news piece. It's pretty hilarious.
Yep. And if anybody's watching here on the YouTubes or on the TikToks, 260-225-3868, caller and holler at your boy. My name is Jeff.
Oh man. And see, this is, I don't know where all the TikTok fanboys go. The ones that want to, tell me my place in the world, but don't ever really want to show up. They don't like to show up to the fight.
We got to go, but just real quick, because it's Tom Rabbit.
Oh, hey.
I just want to say, Tom, that new intro that you have on your videos. Hey, Tom Rabbit, hope you got this video or whatever it is that Darth Dawkins is saying is.
He's like he's recording me.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing. So great.
I mean, I've been banned from his server twice now, Dawkins. So, I didn't hang up on him, although he still has this I don't know, love and affection for me hanging up on him. He likes to bring that up, but he's clearly blocked me and hung up on me several times. It's double standards, Darth, and you know it.
Yeah. Oh, anybody that has listened and heard enough, he's the king of hypocrisy.
Oh yeah,
the king.
I'd like to know some more of his history, though. I wonder. Oh, it sounds like Dr. Hawkins. Uh-oh.
No, I don't.
No, I don't. Don't overtalk me.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Call from.
Hello.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Hello. Halo. Oh.
They hung up.
Oh, they got scared.
They don't want that smoke. Yeah, Tom, Oh, damn it.
Oh,
Tom, Dr. Josh and I were talking about the other day. The first time we heard that new intro, I was in tears.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a
hello. Hello, how can I help you? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's up?
I don't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I don't hear you. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me now? How about now?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Problem solved.
So, I was wondering, I've been recently looking into stuff about the end of the Gospel of Mark, like from chapter 16. You know, there's most Greek manuscripts end with the phrase, "They said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid."
Mm-hmm.
Although I have recently seen that some scholars interpret this as not "for they were afraid," but they were afraid because, and then just a cutoff of the text, and it would imply that something afterward would need to be put in, but neither of the longer endings that we know of give an answer to why they were afraid. So my question is, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on the ending of Mark, I guess?
I mean, I from what I know, and this probably isn't my biggest area of study in the Gospels, but Mark kind of has a strange ending.
Yeah.
Sorry, caller. Jeff got disconnected there.
The other Gospels.
Yeah, okay. I have a terrible connection down here anyways.
No, that was me. So I know it has kind of a strange ending. But I mean, all the Gospels themselves, when read in order or diagonally, is that what it's called, Oz? You read it diagonally?
I'm pretty sure the term is horizontally.
Yeah.
Horizontally?
Well,
There's another way, but where you kind of skip around.
Gospels in parallel.
Yeah, they don't really make a whole lot of sense from if you're trying to like look at the events as they happened. So yeah, I mean, it's confusing. And I know that people claim that it was a forgery, that, other things, that are claimed about it. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind personally on the matter. Oz, what do you think?
I'm sorry, what?
I said
it's a forgery.
It's a forgery. You think it's a forgery? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't read enough about the book of Mark to make an educated, comment about the end of Mark. I know it's odd from reading it. I would wonder what Dadpool has to say about that too. And so much
Captain Dadpool. I follow him on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have a more educated background of Mark. Most of my critical Bible knowledge comes from Bart Ehrman. So, I haven't read a book specifically about Mark from him. I don't think I have one either. I don't know if he actually ever made one about specifically Mark, but that's typically my digest of New Testament schoolery work at the moment.
Okay. Well, thanks for telling me that Captain Dadpool might have the answer to that question. I might ask it.
Or who else was going to say that might? Well, actually, yeah, Deadpool probably has a good explanation as to why, but.
And by the way, just as an aside, this is King Yoshiyahu on TikTok.
Oh,
this is, that's I just recently joined TikTok, and I love your content and content from other atheists and skeptic TikTok users I've seen.
Oh, perfect.
Keep fighting the good fight.
Yes. Well, welcome, and stick around.
I will. Thank you.
Yep.
Call from
Oh, now they're burning in. Hello, how's it going?
Hey, man.
What's going on?
How you doing?
Hey.
I have a question. What do you do for a living, to be honest?
Oh, sure. I actually designed paper packing materials, like the cartons that items are put into. That has to have a sort of a CAD drawing that pans that out. So I help design the most efficient cardboard manufacturing for packaging.
Oh, so you don't have a real job? Of course, atheist. Use for society.
I don't really get paid for it, no, but I do get to play with cardboard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Get a real job. Get a real job.
Cool. This is my job. Oz pays me in peanuts.
I'm sure that your friends and your parents and your family are really proud of you right now. Really, really proud. And if comedy was the attempt there, that was a big fail.
Right? It was. I mean, it was going somewhere. He tried.
It went somewhere.
It went somewhere. Somebody said, I think that was the same dude. Probably. Same troll from earlier. Did they call from the same number or is it blocked number?
No, it was a different number.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. They got multiple numbers. Multiple numbers.
When we got the new number, I've been trying to track which ones are they repeat when they're trolling.
Sure.
Like this one's perfect.
Okay.
call from
Open the same number or Jed? No.
Hey, what's going on?
You can repeat when controlling. Sure.
You got to turn your audio down there.
call from
Stop.
Yeah. Did you turn your speakers down?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What's up?
Hey, bro. Just wanted to chat. I'm a theist, and I thought since brute facts is kind of on a hiatus, you might want to hear an argument for God.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right. Well, let me run it by you real quick. It's got quite a few premises, but first I'll start off with the definition of God. That which exists necessarily and explains itself, which you could conceive as one definition of God. Okay, so premise one, all facts have explanations. Two, the fact that there's a universe at all and that this universe with just these laws of nature has an explanation. And one, there must in principle be a theory of everything that explains why just this universe with these laws of nature exists. And two, four, if the theory of everything explains everything, it explains why it is the theory of everything. Five, the only way that the theory of everything could explain why it is the theory of everything is if it's necessarily true. The theory of everything is necessarily true from 4 and 5. The universe or the cosmos understood in terms of the theory of everything exists necessarily and explains itself from 6. That which exists necessarily and explains itself is a definition of God. Therefore, God exists.
So has Darth taken the training wheels off of you yet? So it's just a typical precept argument.
Okay, explain yourself.
So you're just assuming.
Actually, if you want to, it's not a precept argument. Actually, it's a cosmological argument, and it's really based on the intelligibility of the cosmos. It's not your standard Kalam. It's based on the PSR, the principle of sufficient reason. So it's a little bit
You're
different.
just assuming the answer is God.
Well, no, it's saying that the thing that exists necessarily and explains itself is God.
So you're just defining it as God.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's a possible definition of God.
Yeah. So it's semantics.
No, it's a deductive argument, bro.
Maybe. I just don't see how it proves a God.
It's not presuppositional. Let's, to kind of move it along. So you could dispute that definition to say that, that which exists necessarily and explains itself as God. So you could dispute that.
What was you said the theory of everything? What's the theory of everything?
The theory of everything is that which exists necessarily and explains itself.
So that which exists necessarily and explains itself. And you're saying that God exists necessarily.
Right.
So, and how is that not a precept?
Well, okay, it's not a precept because we're giving an explanation for the universe. Now, the only real premise that's disputable besides the definition is the first premise, the PSR. So do you accept the PSR?
So you're going to find that I am not a trained philosopher. That would be more of a axioms on trial thing. So I'm not going to be able to compete with you at that level.
Yeah, no, I'm not a professional philosopher either. So
I don't know how I can accept the premise that that there's this necessary being for all facts. I don't know how we demonstrate that.
Okay, well, you've heard of like Graham Oppy, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, his theory is that brute facts are the necessary reality that explain themselves.
I mean, it's a nice thought. I just don't see how that proves a God.
Let's go back to it hinges on, do you think that there is an explanation for existence itself, or
I have no idea.
Why we're here talking to each other?
I have no idea.
Yeah, well, that's one big reason why people believe in God. And just
I agree.
The argument I just gave you is really an argument for, if you want to say the God of Einstein or the God of Spinoza. It's really just saying, that the cosmos is God. So you're correct in that it's not going to get you into any, theistic God of Abraham or anything like that. But
I would grant to you that the cosmos exists, and I would grant to you that the rules that govern the cosmos exist. And if you want to call that God, then so be it.
Yeah, that's what I feel. It might be more interesting to talk about the the nature of the ontological ground, which some people might say is some quantum monist field or the quantum foam or the laws of physics themselves. So my argument would be that that's really not going to cut it as an explanation. I mean, science is great, and I accept pretty much all evident scientific theories. But the problem is, just like Stephen Hawking said, what breathes fire into the equations? That's the real thing that leads me to believe that God quite probably does exist, or something beyond what we as finite humans can conceive. And it's disputable whether that manifests to us in any way that is intelligible to us. But as far as an explanation for the universe, I think it's more explanatory. You could argue that it's less parsimonious because you want to posit God and say that it has the ability to do all these things. But have you ever considered that perhaps that God, or what has caused this universe to have fine tuning, and we won't get into that as an argument for God, but the fine tuning and just the laws of physics, laws of chemistry, laws of biology that have allowed evolution to pop us into existence that there is some type of telos, behind that, some type of purpose ultimately, or do you just accept, the chance, random, accident hypothesis?
I think that it's possible, if there was a being or thing that exists that created the universe that we have, that it would be so far outside of our understanding, it would not be anything that we could describe. On top of that, I don't think that this thing has any desire to be aware of us individually, or any influence in our day-to-day lives, or anything like that. If I go down that route, I can go, to the Matrix theory or any other possible, scenario. I just don't think it gets us to a specific understanding of God. And if we say there has to be a God, then I think we've already made a mistake in not allowing ourselves the possibility of the option of the other. So until I know that there is a God, I remain neutral in that position. And I don't think that we're going to be able to demonstrate a God through philosophy.
Yeah, you can't demonstrate a God through science or philosophy, and really, that argument tries to utilize both. But I think we can make logical inferences to the best explanation. Einstein said that you see a clock, but you can't envision the clockmaker. And he said, how can we as finite humans who can't even really conceive of 4 dimensions, although he did a pretty good job of it with the theory of relativity. If we can't conceive that, how can we conceive of a God, who exists in 1,000 dimensions? So yeah,
with the clockmaker thing, though, what I don't get is if everything is designed by this being, then there's really no difference between the clock and the sand in which you find the clock. Both are designed by the same thing. So it's hard to, how would you differentiate from one and the other?
Yeah. I think to me, it gets interesting when you start thinking about a lot of these current scientists and philosophers who start talking about consciousness as a fundamental nature of reality. I know a lot of atheists want to reject that premise outright because they think it necessarily leads to, that's going to somehow lead to the God of Abraham or something they don't want to accept. What do you think about that?
Hold on, wait. My producer's saying, hey, listen, it's been real nice talking to you. We got to move. My producer's moving on.
Oh, yeah, no worries. All right, bro. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, take care.
Well,
you're now producing, and I'm going to pretend that you waved me off.
Well, I did.
Okay. I did. I knew that one. I was like, oh my God. It's like Dark Dawkins Jr. to start off with, right? He's graduating soon.
Call from
Joe.
Hey, Joe, what's up?
Hey, how you doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Very, very good. Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because my friends and I, we clapped in soccer, and we literally took the dub. But anyways, how are you doing today?
Fine. You asked me already.
How are you doing?
You've already asked me 3 times now how I was doing.
I just want to know.
Well, now you know.
Anyway, how are you doing?
call from
Cancel religion.
Oh,
press 1 to send a voice.
Mr. Cancel Religion in the flesh.
What up, Jeff?
What's going on?
How you doing, man? I had to get off of the mod squad real quick and come in after that guy's call because we need to set some things straight here.
Yes.
First of all, Hawking's whole the theory of everything has nothing at all to do with God. As a matter of fact, all he's trying to do is fuse the two very opposing forces, the laws of quantum theoretical mechanics and Einstein's relativity. That's all that is. So I don't know where he got all of that nonsense he was just spewing, but it's utter bullshit.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And I watched your a few video series where you're talking about some quantum stuff, and it helped me out a little bit.
Good. I'm glad it did, because I'm about sick and tired of seeing these people who know just enough to sound intelligent to dumbasses.
Yes.
Spew their bull crap.
Yeah, because they speak confidently.
I have loved since I was a child.
They speak very confidently about how well they know things that they don't know.
And they don't know jack. Like
they don't know.
Started asking him questions like break down Coulomb's law, he would never get it. He wouldn't even know where it started.
I wouldn't.
Caller, I'm going to need you to be a little more aggressive and tell us how you really.
Do you have a shirt on right now?
You what now?
Do you have a shirt on right now?
Of course not.
Okay, perfect. That's what I thought. This is how well you know your audience, Oz. You got to know your audience.
Exactly.
Cancel Religion though has a great
if
TikTok
that's what they
channel.
want to
Don't
see.
follow Cancel Religion. Follow Cancel Religion.
I thank you very much for that. But yes, I don't know where he was getting all of the ideas that he was going to come off with. It kind of seems like he was watching some of the History Channels or Discovery Channel shows and listening to things like Brian Greene, Michio Kaku, of course Tyson, and they're dumbing it down for the greater majority of everybody else.
So what do you think?
It doesn't get to you.
What do you think if we were so like we know that matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed, right?
Right.
So
Second
would
law
you
of thermodynamics? Technically, it's all three laws.
But would you think that would in turn make our universe infinite?
Depending on how the construction of the entirety of existence is, absolutely. Now, if say things are a hyperspherical construct, meaning, this is a hard one to describe. So if you have a sphere and every single point of that sphere on the outer edge is made up of another sphere, and they're all talking to each other at the exact same time to make themselves all into the same sphere, somewhat like you would see how lipids form a cell wall. They're all still doing the same exact job at the same exact time, but they still have different aspects, different personas of themselves. Now, that's what we would consider our universe to be like. And if that is truly the case, which of course we can't find out until we can test this, and we won't be able to test this until we can find some form of breaching our universal walls, our barriers, we're not going to be able to know anything like that. But if that is the case, then our universe is just one of those many little spheres. You could think of it maybe as having the solution for blowing bubbles. When you were a kid, you loved that little wand and blowing your bubbles. That solution would be time and space, all of it everywhere, the entirety of existence. Now, you can blow a whole bunch of little bubbles, and they're all still technically going to be talking to each other. They're all still at the same time. They're the same thing. However, if you really want to get it a better thought process going on how it might be, you take all of that solution out of the bottle. You blow one big ass bubble and you keep using that bubble to blow more bubbles inside of that bubble. Eventually, you're going to have this huge frothing, foamy mess that just, you can't see anything inside, outside, anything like that. Each one of those itty bitty little pockets, that is the same energy that has gone into every single thing. So if our universe is just one of those little bubbles, everything would have to be completely eternal, infinite, because all it's going to do when it loses the energy of those bubbles, as you, I'm sure, know, when a bubble loses its film, its lipidity, if you would, it pops. Now, if it pops inside of that, you can still use all of that material, all of those lipids to blow another bubble. And that's exactly what the whole of existence is probably doing based on the understandable math right now.
So, but you didn't say God did it.
Fuck no. I mean, if there's an actual God out there doing something like this, it is a prime mover and it has no idea that we even exist.
Right.
We are electrons in its computer motherboard, and that is nothing else.
Yeah, that's more likely to me. If there is a entity that we would call a god, it would be nothing like what we would consider a god. One, two, nothing that we could possibly understand or communicate with.
Right.
And three, gives two shits about us. If it even knows.
We aren't even part of its job.
Right. Yeah. If it even knows. But yeah. Hey, thanks for calling in, dude. And I'm gonna, as we move forward with our shows, I want to start doing some topics, of the week. And I have some people lined up. I have some people that are evolutionary biologists, chemists, people that can answer questions. I have a geologist too. So people that can answer some stupid ass questions from TikTok. So gather your videos that are bad examples in your wheelhouse. And at some point in the future, I think we'll have you on and we'll just go through these bad arguments and take some calls.
Oh, and I love that stuff. I live for it. The only thing I love more than physics itself is smashing dumb arguments from dumb theists.
Well, hang on to those videos and we'll be in touch.
I'm still waiting to hear him tell us
Sounds
how
good.
he really feels.
I'm going to go ahead and hop back off of here, though, and get back into the mod squad because I'm sure by now we've got plenty of other trolls coming in.
Oh, yeah.
You guys had your fun. Here I come back.
Cancel religion, everybody.
Call from
Jared.
What did they say? What did you say?
Hey, what up, man?
What's going on?
What up, man?
What's up?
Hey, I have a question. What are your opinions on Sharia law?
What are my opinions on Sharia law?
Yeah, because I like it a lot. I think it's very base, to be honest.
What do you think that countries are better off that practice Sharia law?
Yeah, Saudi Arabia, UAE.
And where do you live?
Capital punishment for atheists. That's the best one.
Yeah, what country do you live in?
When they hang apostates, oh my, that fulfills my joy. I love to see it.
But
I get so happy when I see that.
It's great. But what country do you live in?
I live in Egypt.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
What city in Egypt?
I'm on vacation.
What city in Egypt?
Cairo.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Well, I just want to let you know you're a faggot.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, with a 773 area code.
Cairo. He can't even name a city. Cairo, mind you, in Egypt. That's the capital city, right? Cairo.
His mom heard him. He's like, Cairo.
Cairo. To anyone that, I mean, obviously he's being funny, but to people that really want to practice Sharia law, the people that live in the West that talk about Sharia law, why don't you move to Saudi Arabia? If you think it works out so well, move your ass to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, from Rick, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, get that Cairo syrup.
Cairo.
Get that syrup.
Cairo. Listen, if you're going to call in to troll, please do a little bit of homework and have Google up in front of you.
And step the troll game up, y'all.
Yeah, this is one-on-one stuff. Where's David Smalley when you need him?
Key boy.
Yeah, I'm not even taking that. That's the same person.
I think this is the same one that calls my show. Actually, I could just go through my. What did you say the area code was?
Where'd it go?
I bet you it's the same person that's been lighting up my phone.
They've been jumping back and forth, either 773 or 321.
Yeah, the 321 I have a bunch of calls from them. So yeah, it's the same one. I mean, it's interesting. At least they watch the show. Big fans, apparently. Thank you.
This seems to be a new one.
Call from
Jeff.
Another Jeff?
to accept,
Oh, God,
press
we can't do
1.
two
To
Jeffs.
send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Oh, just taking some calls. Is your name Jeff?
Yeah, coincidentally, my name's Jeff.
All right. Were you raised Catholic?
Oh, I wasn't sure who was allowed to call in. You were taking questions. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Oh, no, I'm just making small talk.
Oh,
You
no,
can ask questions. I just want to know if you were raised Catholic.
Oh, I was raised Christian. I forget the denomination, but I call myself agnostic now. I guess that word means different things to a couple different people.
I just want to make sure we weren't the same person, being both Jeffs. I was raised Catholic. You weren't, so we're different people.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, go ahead with your question.
Oh, so I'm guessing that you wouldn't call the experience as supernatural, but I was just curious if you had anything happen in your life that you would consider like that other people would call that word, if you know what I mean. Like anything's ever happened to you that, or and I just want to finish my question and get off of here. Just like anything else that has ever like kept you, from being like 100% confident in your atheism. I don't know if you're like partially agnostic or if it's just like a technical thing or something like that. Some people use the word more technically or as an actual position, but does that make sense? I was going to get off here.
No, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I would consider myself an agnostic atheist, as in I don't believe in a God and I don't know if one exists. I'm trying to think if I've ever had anything that I would consider supernatural now. No. And even at the time, I mean, I remember, and Oz, you'll be able to chime in with this one. So I'm at a youth retreat somewhere in North Georgia. And there's a lady there and she's talking about how she was like a meth addict or some shit. And she was like, in the bathroom praying. And while she was praying, like Jesus came to her and like, helped her out. And then she got off the drugs and now she's at a youth group talking about the shit. And all I could think about when I was hearing this was like, I believed her. I believed her wholeheartedly that she spoke to Jesus or whatever. But I was like, why does that shit never happen to me? Like, how come I never get to see that kind of stuff? So I've always been kind of an active investigator when it came to any sort of claim. So even as a kid, like if there was something that went bump in the night in my room or downstairs or something, I would go investigate it versus stay in my bed and be scared and think about it and, build up these false narratives in my own head. I've always been an investigator to figure out what it was. So I can't think of any. I've never had like a really bad actually. Okay. So, maybe Christmas 2005, Christmas Day 2005. I was in a buddy's car and there's this big dip on this one section of road. We were in his 2004 Ford Focus, green Ford Focus. And he took a turn too fast. We went off the road. We flipped 2.5 times onto the roof of the car. And myself and 2 other people in the car got out uninjured completely. And the gentleman in the back seat was not buckled in. He didn't have a seatbelt on, also not injured in this crash at probably 90 miles an hour. So yes, I thought that was a divine intervention event when it happened. To this day, I don't think it was divine intervention. I think it was just landing at the right place. We landed in a golf course, Oz, on the 10th green.
So was it a birdie?
And well, he needed one more rotation to land us on the wheels. And my airbags didn't go off either. My airbags didn't go off at all. So, and the roof was caved in, like right in the middle between us. The guy in the back, like I said, had no seatbelt on. So You know, it happens though. But then again, how many times is a church bus like on its way somewhere and everybody gets killed in an accident? So I can't say that it's divine intervention. I can say that we landed at the right place at the right time in the right way. And if factors were different or my buddy was a better driver, you know who you are. It's his fault. First off, the guy that was driving, he's not a good driver. He ended up having an accident a couple years later where he T-boned a cop car. So not a great driver.
Well, and there's if we look hard enough and investigate long enough, there's typically a natural explanation for things that happen. And I remember years ago when I was out, ripping and running and partying all the time. And if it wasn't high, I was drunk. If I wasn't drunk, so I was high. And if not, I was both. Right. And in the midst of that, I remember one night it was a nightmare, but it felt like it was really shit really happened. Right. And in this nightmare, there was like this demon looking thing that walked up to the foot of my bed and was like talking to me and telling me that I was going to go to hell. And, and in that moment was scary as fuck. The next morning happened to be a Sunday morning, and I ran straight to church. I ran straight to church. And see, now I look at it, it was like, it had nothing to do with a demon or a spirit. Do you know how many, illegal substances were going through my veins at that point? It wasn't that. It was lack of sleep. It was influence from substance and alcohol.
Yeah.
And so fucked up shit's gonna happen.
Yeah. And it's weird. I've always had, when it comes to dreams, the motivating the religious dreams that I would have most frequently were the negative ones, were the ones about hell or ones about demons or whatever. Because that's like the fear is a better motivator than the logic. You know what I mean? Like there's something evolutionarily bound to that feeling that you have this like cut and release or you need to run to safety kind of thing. And so when you it's more motivating to scare somebody into the religion than it is to try and love them into the religion.
Hello,
what's up?
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. I've had some experiences. I don't connect them to Christianity, but they just kind of keep me, from, I guess, labeling myself as an atheist. And so just wanted to bring that up. That's all I really wanted to talk about.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for calling in.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, bye.
Beep, beep, beep.
That's a good question.
It is. What the hell are they talking about in the chat? Why are they using my name so much?
Because we had two Jeffs.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Has any Christian ever had a dream that they met Allah?
Isn't that weird how that works too? Like all the near-death experiences, they always see the God of wherever they live.
Call from
Mo Pesci.
Oh, God.
Nice try, pal.
Nice try, pal. Get better. Call David Smalley. He'll teach you how to troll better.
This ain't my first rodeo, boy.
Oh, my God, these guys.
But, yeah, the whole supernatural thing. And I know there's a couple people in the chat that said, you can be atheist and still believe in supernatural.
It's true.
And absolutely you can. But then I have to ask, okay, what level of skepticism are you applying that you apply to the God?
Right.
Because we need to require the same evidence, for that. And that's what, I've seen several videos, from one particular Christian YouTube content creator that I have in my scopes, so to speak. And their constant talk of being possessed, and there's devils and there's demons and there's all this. It's abuse. It's abuse.
I gotta get into an exorcism. I'll have to see if I can work my way getting into an exorcism.
What, did you see? No, I'll send it to you. There's no way you saw it because we're not friends on Facebook. I'll send you this video. There's literally a guy that let's take the call.
Okay, let's take the call.
Unless it's
who is it?
Yeah, we'll see.
Call from
Mo Pesci. I'm not trolling. I'm in your line.
to accept.
Okay, let's take him.
Hold on. All right, Mel Pesci, you got one shot.
Hello? Mel Pesci?
Hey, how you guys doing? I wasn't trolling you, man. I was actually in your live.
Oh, okay. I don't control the phone. You'll have to take that up with Oz.
Yeah, that was 100% my fault. The little blurps that I get, it sound like the other guy that called earlier. So my bad.
No problem. Listen, I thank you for taking the call. I am a seeker of information. I just want to better understand, I guess, the atheist / agnostic point of view. Just to be clear, I'm not a person of debate. I just like to understand and dialogue. I am a Muslim, and I do subscribe to the Islamic faith. So my only question to you, and again, I'm just trying to understand, is if, hypothetically speaking, from your point of view, if you had to worship a deity, if you had proof that a deity did exist, yeah, what would that deity have to be like? What would you imagine that deity to be in order for that deity to be worthy of your worship?
It would have to provide some sort of love and care, I guess, like a parent. So, been there through the development of my life and provided value.
If I
since value is objective, what would be something of value to you?
A knowledge.
Can you be a little more specific?
Like how a parent teaches you how to fill out a letter, or how to drive a car.
So your value base would be just knowledge and caring like a parent?
Well, one of the things would be knowledge. That would be an example.
Are you talking more on the physical aspect, or are you talking more on the emotional type of?
Both. I mean, emotionally supportive would also be something that would require. I mean, I wouldn't say that I necessarily worship my parents, but my parents and siblings and family have been the most supportive to me in my upbringing. So if someone were to deserve some sort of worship, that would be the closest thing I could think of. So now you're asking, like, well, what would it take for someone or something to deserve worship? And, I guess it would have to be a bigger thing like my parents that did better work than my parents.
So then would your deity have to be something tangible, or would it have to be something that far supersedes that which it creates?
Well, are you saying it like non-physical?
Well, I mean, yeah, it could be something non-physical, or would it have to be something that is tangible? In other words, would you prefer a deity that you can see when you so call that deity to be?
That would help. Like, also, if he could grant wishes like a genie, that would be, I think, that would maybe get it a lot closer to worship.
So then you would need something tangible, something that kind of massages the senses that we have: the sight, the smell, the taste, the feeling, something along those lines.
That would help.
Okay, cool. So then let me ask you this question. I'm only taking notes here so I have a better understanding, because I like to understand what people think, because it helps me then, because I know whatever proof a person that does believe in something brings to someone who doesn't believe in something, it becomes like a debate, and that shuts down critical thinking. So that's why I like to ask these types of open-ended questions. So I do appreciate you taking the time to answer my call. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem. I was waiting for like a gotcha.
Yeah, that was actually probably the most honest phone call I've
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, and to take on I feel like we have to do this every show, but it's necessary to take on the atheist agnostic thing. It's two questions. Do you believe in a God? Yes or no? There's no maybe. It's either you do or you don't. If you don't believe in a God, then you're an atheist. That's it. That's how I define it. You may define it differently. That's how I define it. Agnosticism deals with knowledge. So if you know that there is a God, then or isn't a God, then you are Gnostic. If you don't know if there is or isn't a God, then you're agnostic. So that makes me an agnostic atheist. The switch when you're born is flipped to atheist because you don't believe in a God. At some point, did you flip that switch? Basically, is the question.
Yep, I want to say shout out to our boy Neil, the 604 atheist,
who's hilarious on TikTok because he doesn't know what he's doing.
And he's with his he's hanging out with his mama. She's improved, her health has improved and everything, so that's great to hear.
Nice.
Good to have you, Neil. I know you can't stay long, and I'll get the link up here for old Neil.
But I think, if we could have a genie situation that I could like go to and say, hey, I need $1 million. And it was like, boom, I had $1 million. I might, you're getting me closer to worship. I'm going to have to be honest with you. Especially if I can get multiple wishes. And there's not like a, fishing line attached. I think I could do that. So anybody out there that can grant wishes, you want to be worshipped, hit me up.
Yes, we have time for one more call, Jeff. So 260-225-3868. Holla at your boy. My name is Jeff.
So is it only 1 million? That's just one. Listen, that's one wish. Okay, it's a small loan of $1 million. Pay it back.
I thought for sure when I saw Tom Rabbit pop in here, we were going to get Darth calling.
He doesn't talk to me. He doesn't like talking to me. I don't know why. Maybe because I just don't.
And he doesn't like talking to me, and we both know why he doesn't like talking to us.
Yeah, probably. But I don't think that I've ever been rude to him or like negative. And he just doesn't. He's still hung up on the fact that he thinks I hung up on him in October of last year. It's almost.
He's still butthurt on that, bro.
He is. He brought it up last time when he banned me from his Discord server because I didn't understand his question.
You little trolley face boy, you hung up on me.
Yeah. How can you say in a not God world? How can you necessitate all known facts in a not God world?
Yeah, you little trolley boy.
That's why I think the guy that was calling in earlier was like, he got the script. He adjusted a few of the lines, and then, he's got his Dark Dawkins Jr. argument.
Yeah, it's like, again, Dr. Josh and I we're talking about Tom Rabbit's channel and Darth, and now all these other people that think they can copy what Darth does. First of all, and this will be me not complimenting, but actually, I guess giving a nod to how well Darth has perfected what he does, because it's not logical. The argument doesn't make sense, but he's perfected.
He has.
And
he's got a character, and he's got a replicatable style. It's marketable. Does he have shirts?
Oh, probably not.
Darth Dawkins merch store. Let me check this out. Hold on.
I highly doubt it, but
if he doesn't have Darth Dawkins merch,
so
Darth Dawkins merch.
I'm sure other people make it, but JTS Jones, this is very, very quickly become one of my atheist homeboys online. We share very similar backgrounds, but yeah, glad you catch one live, man. But yeah, he like you were talking about, he is.
Does he not have a website? Like Darth, no, he has to talk about making some money.
He has nothing, bro. He could have made so much money off what
I
he
know.
does.
What the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
I'm on his Facebook group, and here's his skills: crushing white belts, interrupting, asking questions, and head bunting.
Somebody else made that.
Probably.
Had to.
Yeah. Darth is skilled at crushing most atheists he comes across, but the ones who put up a fight, he adds to the troll list.
Yeah.
How to make Darth Hawk enrage. Ask him about Jack. Oh, there's a nice little page about him. The troll list. Why am I not on the troll list yet?
It's probably not been updated in a while.
Yeah. No, this has been updated 3/10/21.
Oh, maybe it's still an update.
What is this? Why? Why?
Uh-oh. Here we go. Last one.
Call from
Mo.
Oh, great.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
إنك يا حيوان. قسمك. يا ميت.
Is that English?
في النار. لا يا حيوان.
Yep, I hung up.
We'll wait for another one.
But yeah, it's like on a Sunday night, like that's the only thing you have to do with your life is.
I mean, look what we're doing. Come on.
Well, no, it's called like obviously we're trying to do something where and like have real conversations, and you just call over and over again trying to be different people.
But here's the thing. Like when I'm going to start doing some stuff too. And I'll work with you on this too. I want to start going to Bible studies online, but online Bible studies have blown up post-COVID because this is what it is. So I have a list of all these Bible studies and when they meet, and we should totally go into those and live stream us trolling Bible studies. I'm not going to show up to the Bible study and be like, you know, and think that that's trolling. That's low level. That's not even trolling.
Yeah.
You got to waste at least an hour of their time, or that's not a real troll.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. And that's what you call in. Number one, you've already called in too many times. Like we're hip to your game. Like that's how terrible of a troll you are.
I got to figure this out though about how this fandom wiki. I mean, how do I get it funded? Well, you know, it's for another day. We'll say. But yeah, let's take one more. Good call at 260-225-3868. It's a 260 number, so you know it's legit. Talking to you, TikTok. Talking to you, YouTube. Talking to you, MySpace.
MySpace.
What was before MySpace? Was there anything before MySpace?
Yahoo Chat.
Yeah, that was a dangerous place.
It still is.
It still is. Yeah, as a young adult. See you later, Neil. As a young adult, yeah, that not cool. 1, 2. Why don't we have an AOL keyword? AOL keyword TART.
Oh, I already know who this is.
Call from
Mahmoud.
to accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Recording, y'all.
Hello? Hello?
Faggot.
They're done. when the first word in your mouth is that one.
It's funny how that's like not even an insult to me. Like I don't care.
Yeah, that's what these young kids.
Tell me what they're afraid of.
The Christian young kids. I can already tell that you're worried that you might be half.
Yeah, exactly.
You might be half.
So, you know what? Somebody pointed out something really interesting to me because I had that guy that told me that, like being gay is a choice. that means that those people could go either way. They're bisexual and they chose one way or the other.
To accept, press 1. To send a
Now, this one I
voicemail,
know.
press 2.
Hello?
Hello.
What's
This
going
is
on?
Tobin.
Hey, what can we do for you?
I was just like, you know what? I want to make sure y'all get one last good call.
Okay.
So that's what I'm gonna attempt to do.
Okay, that works.
So Jeff, Tobin helped with the UDC tournament. So
Nice.
He's people's.
Man, that was rough, by the way. That was hard. It got really hot in my room and my head hurt. But yeah, what's your
I had some anxiety.
Yes, it was not exactly fun. But what's up?
It definitely was exciting.
Yeah. What's your question or comment that you got?
Well, really, I just got a compliment. The community that is built up around y'all, the atheist community that is built up around y'all is awesome. I've really enjoyed interacting with all of y'all, and I want to see it grow more. And how do y'all think is the best way to normalize atheism?
Good question. Through atheist merchandise. No, I'm joking. Speaking about openly atheism, encouraging and making atheist content on popular platforms, and doing what you're doing right now, calling in and interacting with other atheist shows. That's the easiest, best way to show it, and to involve yourself in the community. Just physically talking about it with other people, and having a discussion that's not what a typical theist has. I know this happens quite frequently to me, is where I have a conversation with somebody and they'll say something like, "This isn't what I thought an atheist was," because they don't know. They're only told about atheists in church, and it's given a bad word. They don't know. So by being a good example of, and being well educated, knowing what you're talking about, having these types of conversations, that's what's going to help normalize the atheist community. That makes sense? Cool.
You there, Tobin?
Cool.
Tobin?
Quiet?
Oh, there he is.
I can hear you. Hello?
Hello? Oh, okay. I'm next.
Yeah, and I would align with what Jeff just shared, and I'd also say that, I'll take a minute and address two things. One, atheists, take as many opportunities as you can to have good, respectful, normal conversations with people, and allow the world to see atheists interacting with theists, and it be cool and fun, and people are laughing, they're having a good time, and that they can talk about their bullshit that happens within their belief, their denominations, or whatever. Let them see that you can still be a neutral party. No, I don't believe, but maybe I can help you come to some different conclusions, and have that conversation. I think that's important. And the other way we normalize atheism is we don't act and or behave like the theists that we try to call out, right? So when people leave Christianity or whatever religion, we love to point it out that, oh, that person left Christianity and they got shunned, or they were abandoned, or just left behind, right? And the atheist community loves to attack that. Like that's one of the things that causes the trauma and the emotional linger of that is awful. And it is. All of those things are true. But and I won't name names, but everybody knows exactly what I'm going to be talking about right now. If somebody becomes convinced that something is real or may be real, and they walk away from an atheist position, do not be the hypocrite that does exactly and acts and performs exactly like everything that we talk about with theists, especially the organizations that do ostracize and abandon and shun and leave people. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because number one, you're representing all of us. And fuck that, because that's not who I am. And that's not how I want to be represented. But let's be way better. Let's be way better than how they, and when I say they, the theists, ever handle those situations. So let's take care of each other. And if somebody doesn't agree with what we agree with, or doesn't agree the way we see life and in this reality, let's still do the best we can to take care of them, even though we don't fucking disagree. So there's my normalizing atheism. And no, dude, we're not taking it.
I agree with what you said. It is definitely what it's all about.
Yeah, and I'll I already said, everybody knows, and I'll say it on here because we're on the TART channel. I've seen a lot of shit going back and forth. Justin Downing and his wife, his family are those are friends of mine. Before we talk about a religion, theist, atheist, anything like that, Justin has become a friend of mine. And at the end of the day, I don't run from my friends. I don't abandon my friends, even if I don't agree with them. And that's how we should handle it. He's still a human. And I can tell you there's been too many things said to or about him that are fucked up, that you and a lot of you have no basis to say what you said, right? But it happened. But I just, as far as TART's concerned, Oz is concerned, Justin, we love you, man. We got your back. I can't wait to chop it up with you and talk about it. And Justin's still my homeboy.
Yeah, when's that show?
So
what do we have coming up?
Of course you guys, man. So I'll
tell you what I got going on, and then you can tell us what's going on the TART channel. How about that?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So every Sunday night at 9 p.m., we're going to do this. We're going to have our Jeff the Atheist troll time, take some phone calls, and deal with the trolls and see what we got. A different number, maybe. We'll see how it works out every week. And I want to have some people on here, too, to talk about some of these terrible TikTok arguments, and then take phone calls about those terrible TikTok arguments. And then, of course, visit my link tree. I'll put the link in the bio here, or link on the page there, for Atheist merchandise. If you want some good quality, nice designed Atheist merchandise so that you can upset people in public, that is what is there for you to purchase. And use promo code TART, T-A-R-T, for the 20% off. TART members only. Tell them, Oz, what's up next? Yeah. What's going on the TART channel?
So to answer your question, yes, before, because you hit me with kind of a 1-2 there. So Justin and I have agreed to have a conversation once Ramadan is over. So again, me being respectful, I said, cool, just let me know once that's finished up, and we'll get something in the books. And I'm excited about that because, again, I do want to know more about how and why he got to where he's at. But also just to chop it up with my friend, because I've intentionally tried to not bother him because he's getting pummeled by all the dumbasses right now, and talking shit. So I've really tried to give him room. But coming up, we have, tonight we had really the first launch with what we're going to be doing in the future with TART, the Atheist Troll live call-in show. And that'll be every Sunday at 9 p.m. Then tomorrow night, we have the TART live call-in show with Nate and I. And we have a very, very special guest tomorrow that I know the TART team knows about it, but you guys don't know about it. So you better be here tomorrow night because it's going to be a blast. So we'll do that. And then the newest, I guess, show in addition to the Atheist Roundtable channel's schedule Lady Late with Nate. So it's going to be a comedy-driven late-night show with Nate, and that's going to be a blast. And Nate's hilarious. If you guys have got to watch him or even talk to him on,
and that's on at what, 3 a.m.
That is. Oh, sorry, thank you. It's at 4:15. No, it's at 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Nice.
On Wednesdays. So we have Atheist Troll Live call-in Sundays, TART Live call-in show on Mondays. And then Wednesday we have Lady Late with Nate, and then the next UDC live night. So our debate, the debate part of our channel. The next one coming up is well, I missed that one, but Dr. Josh and I are talking about the Lion's Den on the 17th. If anybody cares about.
And what about the 1 year anniversary call, our 1 year anniversary show? We got that coming up too.
I'm almost there. Almost there.
I was just making sure. That's the one I'm most excited about.
Yep. So the on the 21st, we have a debate. It's Otangelo and Don Fulman.
Oh God.
Irreducible complexity, and does DNA have a code? And then on the 22nd, we have the TART, the Atheist Roundtable 1 year anniversary, and y'all better be here because we got some fun shit planned. You're gonna be able to hear from a lot of people.
I heard that Jesus himself will be showing up for that show.
Correct. Even with a crown of thorns. Yeah.
Correct. And you will not listen. You can only see it live. It doesn't matter if you show up later in the replay. You won't see Jesus. It's magic. You have to be there live.
Yeah. So somebody just asked about the Lion's Den. So I know I kind of skimmed by that, and I'm glad Jathius caught it. So we, I think about a month ago, I put out an offer on all of the social medias that Dr. Josh had offered 3 Christians to come on and do a debate. And when I say debate, that's actually said very loosely because it was basically going to be a cross-examination, but the Christians would ask all of the questions, Dr. Josh would answer them, but Dr. Josh would never then ask questions in return.
Ooh.
It was going to be a one-way conversation. Guess how many people signed up?
0.
None. Not a one. Not a single one. That's when you know you're a gangster. That's when you know you're a gangster. When you're like, I'll take on 3. So we're going to talk about that and the fact that nobody signed up for it, and then we're going to go into the common Christian defense or bad arguments for defending Old Testament or even Hebrew Bible slavery. So it'll be a blast. So.
But yeah, I look forward to, and I got the studio is set up, so I do plan on having some people over, doing some call-in shows with multiple people in the same room, and I'm vaccinated. Okay, before they jump on me, I'm already vaccinated. Relax, got my shot. But yeah, get some people here. I don't want to give out any names, but things are in the works.
Yeah,
the seat will be filled.
Yeah, and I'll give a little teaser. We have some cool shit coming up here that we've the folks at the Atheist Roundtable been on a couple phone calls, and then I'm actually getting ready to schedule another phone call with them probably the next day or two to update them on a couple other things. And we got some shit in the pipeline. In the pipeline.
I'm not recording anymore.
Sure.
Just saved it.
Jeff, that's I know we've done your show on here a couple times, but this is the I guess the relaunch of the launch, and I'm excited to help you each Sunday. And if you have a guest on, I have no problem chilling in the background. But it was an honor to be able to help you tonight.
Yeah,
and sign us off, man. What you got to say?
Yeah. Hey guys, remember every Sunday, 9 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. You can find us here at TART Live and the Atheist Roundtable.